So, dear students, today our topic is the continuation parts of immunochemical techniques. So, nothing but these are the chemical techniques. So, they are helpful for to identify the immune components. So, those immune components they may be increases, maybe decreases in the various chronic disorders and metabolic disorders. By targeting those molecules, so they are helpful for the diagnosis of the disease and also the immunochemical techniques it is helpful for to measure the outcomes of the therapy. So what therapy you are given, so whether therapy is going on correct way or not, or whether whatever drug you are administered or given that therapy is treat the diseases or not, so that is also concluded so with the help of the immunochemical technique, because due to decrease certain immunocomponent that disease is occurs in some cases. In other cases, due to increase, so that immune component uh, that indicates particular progress of the disease. Okay, for example, there is a hypersensitive reaction, IgE, immunoglobulin is increases, or any other disorder, special antigenic substances. So those are found in our serum and responding antibodies are also found in the serum. Okay, so when you start the therapy, then once a month or 15 days, yeah, 8 days gap, you can measure those components, targeting molecule. Then you can got whether therapy is going on the right way or not. If do not have any changes, then the progression of disease increases instead of decline. Then you are able to change the drug. So who can change once again? So that is the clinical pharmacist. So that is the PharmD candidates. Okay, our clinical pharmacist. So those are working in the hospital. So on the basis of immunochemical techniques result, you are not performing any immunochemical techniques, but you are sending the samples with the help of the nurse. You are advising. Okay, so when you are visit to the patient, so when you are counseling the patient, you can got some criteria. Okay, you got some risk factor symptoms, and according to this risk factor symptoms in your brain, one answer was created. So in this disease, so disease, so this protein, for example, once again I tell to you, that is a COVID-19 spike protein was increases. Okay, you daily or you giving certain gap, you are monitoring spike protein means you can got the idea regarding the progress in the therapy. Day by day that protein was decreases in the serum means, so that concluded whatever the therapy you were given, so that was correct. So who can decide? So that is also the clinical pharmacist can be decide if the doctor not prescribed such a test. So that's why this topic is mentioned in your syllabus regarding you should be have the aware about the immunochemical techniques. You should be aware regarding the which molecule so that was increases in the particular disease, how that molecule can be targeted. For once again in the case of any new diseases, okay, we do not have any target molecules, then how you can identify target to know down to develop the diagnosis test for that disease, or as well as you know down the therapy outcome for that disease whatever given. So how? So that is you can targeting the proteins by the with the help of the immunochemical technique, simply where you can sub identify the new proteins, that is the possible with the immunoassay as well as radio immunoassay. So those are possible technique, they are possible for identifications of the new protein that was present in the serum. So when the whatever results was developed, so whatever the plates was developed, when you are compared with the healthy volunteers, then automatically you can got the result. So something is increases. Then you go through the radioimmunoassay, then you got that molecule. So then that molecule subjective to the antigen antibody reaction, then you can got the one identification test. Okay, because particular antigen it can interact with the particular antibody, it can form the complex, and complex was responsible form of the certain lines or color. So by targeting that color you can got the diagnostic kit. So next time, so when you're collecting the serum of patient directly, you putting that antibody in your reactions. Then if the patient having disease means, then that color was produces. If color was produces means the patient was suffering from the that particular disease. If the color was not produces, the result was negative means, then it indicates the person do not have suffering from that kind of disease. Like that, diagnosis technique for new conditions, new metabolic disorder or diseases, any infection that is also developed. So with the help of the immunochemical techniques. So already we learned regarding the immunoassay, and radioimmunoassay is nothing simple. Radioimmunoassay is simple. Only we can give the radioligand labels, antigens. Already they are bind with the certain antibodies. Okay. So when the patient having antigen, then automatically, so that antigen can compete with that antibodies already where ligand is present. Then it can form the complex with the patient antigens, that antibody particular. Then automatically the concentrations of radioligand that was decreases, that can go upside in the solution, that was precipitate and that was washed out. Then if the patient having antigen means the radioligand in the patient blood or serum, final reaction that was decreases. If it is decreases means some observance, some color was produces, that was indicate the patient will be having the certain diseases or infections. So that is simple, that is radioimmunoassay. And today we can discuss regarding the immunoelectrophoresis and enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. So these are also the modified form of the immunoassay. In immunoelectrophoresis, we can separate the antigens or we can separate the targeting molecule on the basis of electrical charge on there. Every molecule, so they having certain charge, either they having the positive, either they having the negative or simple neutrals. Apart from this, nothing charge will be the present on the those molecules. Either they having positive or either they having the negative, either they having both, that is the neutral. If neutral means, so they do not have any permeability or migrations. If they are having the positive charge means, so they move towards the negative charge. If they are having negative charge means, so they can move towards the positive electrode towards. So that is the basis of the electrophoresis. So where the targeting molecule we can first separated on the basis of the charge on there, and finally with the help of the particular antibodies we can initiate the antigen antibody reaction. Certain band was formed. By targeting that band we can conclude the which type of antigen is present or the patient is having the disease or not, or even the progression disease. And such technique was known as the immunoelectrophoresis, nothing but it is a modified form of the immunoassay where the molecule can be separated on the basis of the charge. And second one we can discuss today regarding the enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. It is also known as the ELISA. Okay, so this ELISA, it is the modified form of the radioimmunoassay. In radioimmunoassay we can use the radioligand for targeting the molecules, but here in the enzyme linked immunosorbent assay we are use the particular type of enzyme by targeting, by identifying the targeting molecules. So that's why it is known as the enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, or as well as the ELISA. ELISA is popular for the diagnosis of the HIV or AIDS. Okay, so now we can discuss one by one. First we go through the, that is immunoelectrophoresis. So this is that instrument like used commonly, that is electroimmunophoresis. So this is the plate, it is the agar plate, and in the both side it is having the, here it is a positive electrode and here it is the negative electrode. Okay, so it is immunophoresis. Electroimmunophoresis refers to precipitation in the agar under an electric field. So here the molecule first we are put in the agar media. Okay, so that agar media, so that was coated on the this glass plate that was used in the immunoelectrophoresis. So that glass, it was coated with the agar. On the agar, in the particular places we can make the well. So within the well we can pour the patient sample. So like some well is made. So here one well is there and it is as well as the reference standard. Two will here they are made. So in the here the samples of the patient is put and it is the standard. Okay, and the provide the electrical current. Okay, and those molecule, so they are diffuse or migrate according to the electrical current. If they are negative, then they are to move towards the positive. Okay, if they are positive, they are stay here only. Because so these molecule is always move. So negative molecule move towards the positive and positive molecule move towards the negative electrode. So on the basis of that diffusion, so this immunoelectrophoresis is helpful for the diagnosis of the targeting molecule. So it is the process of combination of both immunodiffusion and electrophoresis. First, the molecule can be diffused according to their charge, according to their size by use of the agar media. Okay, then after that they are separated. So with the help of the electrophoresis, so that's why immunoelectrophoresis is the combinations of the immunodiffusion and as well as electrophoresis. So electrophoresis is a technique commonly used in the to separate the charged molecule like a DNA, and as well as it is helpful for to separate the molecule according to their size. So according to their size, so those molecule can be migrated. So smaller molecule they can travel the larger distance, and larger molecule they travel the smaller distance towards the anodes. So like that, so these molecules, so they are first separated, then after that they are targeted, identified with the help of the suitable putting the antibodies by initiating the antigen antibody reaction. So that complex can be monitored with the help of the suitable techniques, and that technique was known as the immunoelectrophoresis. So regarding the principle of immunoelectrophoresis is the migrations of molecule depends on the charge or size. So here the molecules are they are migrated. So they are move on the basis of the charge and as well as on the basis of the size. It is the principles of the immunoelectrophoresis. So this is an typical instrument. So next one regarding the method. So dear students, first you should be prepare the agar gel plate. So this is the agar gel plate. You can prepare by one glass slide, so that can coated with the agar gel. So here we are using the agar gel, that is agarose, because so this agarose gel it do not have any charge. So that's why it cannot create any problem in the electrophoresis. Because if it is also having charge means it is also migrated. Okay, if it is migrated means the false results can be developed. So that's why they are choosing the agarose gel because they do not have any charge. So that's why it is do not interfere in the results. And also, so agarose gel it do not interacts with the any reactant. Whatever reactant you are put in the here. So that regarding that sample, so these agarose gel do not interact. It was inert. It do not interact with any kind of the reactant. So that's why, so whatever the errors is occurs in the other method, that is also minimized. Okay, first that was you make the one plate that was coated with the agarose gel, and one side you can make the trough, and here you can remove the agarose gel, you can make the one wheel. So that wheel or dig place, simply here you can remove the one line, you can remove the agarose, remaining they having the coated, here only you can remove, you make it become the dig. So that dig was known as the trough. And in the center you can make the one wheel, once again you can remove the some amount of the agarose in the circular movements. In some instrument, so they are put towards the anode side, they are putting the samples. In some method, so they are putting the sample by making the wheel in the center positions. They make the once again dig, so that dig was filled with the sample. Okay, in the next step, the sample was diluted, that is 2 raised to 3 with the protein diluent solution, that is the 2 microliter antigen solutions or patient serum along with the 10 microliter diluent. So and from the with the help of the 5 microliter pipette, you can put the 5 microliter pipette of the sample that was under the study. So that when you can sample the here. So this figure you can indicate here we can applying the sample, and this is also the trough. Still it is empty. It do not have any fill. Okay, this trough is required for the in further process. Then after that, so agarogel plate with the sample placed in the electrophoresis. So that electrophoresis it is having the two side. One is the that is the positive charge electrode, and another is a side is a negative charge electrode, and that plate is placed in the here with the sample. Then the electrophoresis was run in the for 20 minutes with 100 volts. So you can switch on the electrophoresis after putting the sample containing agarogel plate. Then you can start the electrophoresis. That should be maintain the temperature, that is the current, that is the 100 volt for a 20 minute. Okay, so next, so these molecules, so they are migrate means so they are move from their position towards the negative charge or positive charge. So here the large molecule, okay, so their size larger, so their molecule can move slowly, so that's why they cover the short distance. So this is our applying sample. So those larger molecules are there, so they move shorter distance, and those are smaller molecules are there, so they are moves the large distance. So like that the note is the large molecule, so they migrate slowly and cover the short distance, and while the small molecule, so they can migrate fastly, they travel fastly and cover the large distance. And another note is there, so that is principle or mechanism, that is a positive charge molecule, so they move towards the negative electrode, and vice versa the negative charge molecule, so they are moved towards the positive electrode. So like that the diffusion can be occurs regarding the immune molecules. So that's why, so this phenomena, this diffusion is known as the immune diffusion. How immune diffusion occurs? The basis is, so those are move on the basis of their size. Larger molecule move shorter distance, and smaller molecule travel larger distance. And second phenomena mechanism, positive charge move towards the negative electrode, and negative charge molecule move towards the positive electrode. So after electrophoresis, that is the 20 minute, by maintaining the 100 volt, so after completions of electrophoresis, 20 microliter of the corresponding anti-serum. Okay, you are also identify the type of antigen. Initially it is not available which antigen is present in the COVID. Okay, you are identify first. So then after that we can calculate the with the help of radioimmunoassay or any immunocode technique which antibodies is needed for interact with that antigen to form the antigen antibody reaction. Then only it can form the color. You already can find out that one. So that corresponding antibody or anti-serum is added here in the trough. After electrophoresis, you are targeting, you know the antigens. Okay, if you do not know antigen means, so then you first you can note down the which antigen is present with the help of the radioimmunoassay. Then after that, which antibodies is required for that antigen, that is also identified. So after that, during the regular diagnosis, you already you know the antigen, and also you have the particular antibody or antiserum. You keep the ready. So after electrophoresis from the by applying the sample of the patient, then after completions of electrophoresis, 20 microliter of the corresponding antiserum is added here in the trough, in the moist table. Okay, and this plate was incubated in the incubator about 18 to 20 hours at room temperature in horizontal positions. Okay, so these are kept in the moist chamber and incubated for 18 to 20 hours at a room temperature in a horizontal positions. Then the agar gel is placed in the horizontal positions and dried with the blotter seeds. And after that, so when you are putting the incubation, so these molecule, so they having certain movement also due to moist chamber, so they move towards the antibody. Once again, they move towards the like that, towards the antibody. So they move towards here, move towards here, move towards here. Okay, then they can interact with the antibody. Then they can form the antigen antibody reaction. Suppose you think, so this is the antigen A, and we are adding here antibody B. Antibody A means definitely, so this molecule only it can interact with these antibodies, that can form the antigen antibody reaction. So remaining molecule travel here, but antigen antibody reaction do not occur, because particular antigen it can react with the particular antibody, so then only it can forms the complex. So that complex nothing but one color band due to antigen antibody reactions. And if you're monitoring that color band, then only you can got the positive results. If that band is not produces, means that indicates that patient was free from the COVID-19. Okay, so like that, so they are moved. So after that, that gel was dried in the temperature less than 70 degree, then stained with the protein staining for about 3 minutes, followed by the decoloring gel for 5 minutes in the destaining solution bath. Then the gel is dried and result is evaluated with the help of the sufficient diluent and as well as the destaining solution. So that plate was dried and color band was developed. Okay. Then regarding the results of the immunoelectrophoresis, the presence of these ecliptical precipitation arcs so represent the antigen antibody reaction. The absence of the formations of precipitate suggest there is no reactions. If the color band is formed, then it indicates the positive. If there is no color, then it is denotes the negative results. Then regarding the applications of electrophoresis, that is this test is helpful for to identify the approximate quantifications of various proteins, so they are present in the serum. It is also identification and quantification, what type, which, how much protein is present or which protein is present. Then also immunoelectrophoresis created a breakthrough the protein identifications in the immunology. Then next, it is immunophoresis used in patient with suspected the monoclonal or polyclonal gammopathies. So any monoclonal or polyclonal antibodies, if they are involved in, okay, so with the help of the, so this immunoelectrophoresis, then this method is used direct normal as well as abnormal protein detection, such as myeloma proteins in human serum, and also it is analyzed the complex protein mixture containing the different antigen. It is also commonly used for the medical diagnostic use